What's up, everyone? Ronnie Cruz here with Path of the Network Marketer 365-day video challenge, where I bring you a fresh new video every day, about my journey here online as I learn how to navigate and use the social platforms to build my network marketing business. That's the purpose of this journey. That's one of the purposes, the primary purpose of me doing these videos every day. I'm back out here on my porch on my camping chair. Usually I'd be sitting there. It's a little bit more formal on my, bench and table. However, there's a breeze today. It's really breezy, right? I don't know if you guys can see the breeze. I don't know if you can see the breeze. You might be able to hear it, but just on the other side of this wall, once you get past the corner, the breeze actually, generally up here on the mountain, it's a south-north wind. The breeze goes that way. It comes down off the top of the mountain and it heads down this way north. And so there's the crosswinds always, but as soon as you get on this side of the corner, it's nice and calm. It's nice and calm. So I'm sitting here primarily because it's comfortable, but also because I don't want too much wind interference and noise on the microphone, right? Speaking of which, that's actually what I wanted to talk about today. I was recording this week's episode of Path of the Jedi podcast that I do. It's a weekly podcast, every Wednesday, a new episode. And if you haven't listened to it yet, go find it on your chosen podcast listening app, whatever that happens to be, whatever platform you consume podcasts on. Find Path of the Jedi. It's awesome. Star Wars meets personal development. Anyways, neither here nor there. I was out here recording this week's episode because I was trying out a new format. I usually record on my laptop with an interface and my, studio mic, because I have a studio mic from, recording music back in the day. I still record music, but not as much as I used to, but I have the gear. So that's typically how I recorded the episodes for Path of the Jedi. And since the vacation, coming back from the Dominican Republic, I discovered that my computer stayed on vacation. I had it with me the entire time. I brought it back home. I didn't use it while I was on vacation, even though I always think I am going to use it. I end up never using my computer. I just like having it just in case, right? However, on this particular trip, after coming back home, I opened my computer to find that it's no longer working. Yeah, it won't power up at all. So it's in the repair shop at the moment, and I'm unable to record the way I usually record the podcast. So today I was testing out a way to record the podcast on my iPhone, which is just an iPhone 10. It's actually an outdated iPhone at this point. It's 4 years old, I think, going on 4, if not already 4 years old. So stripped down, right? Stripped down to the bare necessities. I was using this mic on the headset, which is not even Bluetooth, right? Old school earbuds, and my old iPhone. So my point is this: you don't need the fanciest gear to get your social media, your show, your YouTube videos, whatever it happens to be, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, podcast, YouTube, any platform. You don't need to worry about getting fancy, especially right at the beginning. If you're just starting your show, especially for a podcast or YouTube, don't worry about getting the best equipment, getting the fanciest things, worrying about production value and all that stuff, right? Like I think we can tend to get hung up on how everything appears and how everything sounds in sacrifice of getting started, right? The most important thing is just go, just make it happen. No matter if you got like a 10-year-old phone and the camera works and you're able to record, don't worry about it. Like just use what you got and get started. That's the most important thing, because if you never take that first step, you're always going to find a reason not to take that first step. Oh, my phone isn't good enough. Oh, my mic isn't good enough. Oh, my lighting equipment isn't good enough. I don't even have lighting equipment. Right? Like people have those ring lights that are super fancy and they make your eyes look good and all that stuff. I don't have any of that. I don't need any of that. It's all about content, right? Primarily pay attention to content. I'm going to revisit this topic a lot too. Outside of the production value conversation, content is really king. But for this particular episode, don't worry about the fancy schmancy stuff, the gear. production value, software to edit with. You don't need any of that to get started. What all you need is the very, very basic tools, your phone, a headset like a earbuds or something like this that's similar, and just press record. That's it. I recorded this week's episode of Path of the Jedi with no problem, and in stripping it down to these very basics, I realized that I don't need the fancy smanchy getting tied to my desk and to this makeshift home studio. Now I have the ability to record my podcast anywhere, right? And it's amazing. It's so liberating. It's so liberating, guys, to be able to do that, and to realize that you don't need much to make a big impact. You really don't. As far as gear, as far as equipment, you don't need much. Also, too, that really reinforces to me my ability to be able to do a podcast a day, a podcast episode a day for the coming Path of the Network Marketer podcast. So that's coming, guys. That's coming. I've alluded to that before in the past. It's definitely now even more. Like the possibility of that is even more real. It's even more concrete now that I know I can do it with my freaking phone. With my freaking phone. So that's the message for that I want to share with you guys, that I really am all about today. Like because I'm putting out so much content right now. I'm putting out so much material and stuff that it has to be sustainable. And if I have to record for 5 to 8 hours every day for a podcast, it's just not reasonable. So to be able to do it on my phone, anywhere I am, sitting on my camping chair on my porch, or in my office, or even in the car if I'm on the go, no matter what the situation, I can record a podcast every day, right? I can record a video every day for YouTube. I can do whatever I need to do, all in the palm of my hand. So strip down all the unnecessaries. Don't overcomplicate your production value and your production system. Strip it down to its barest essentials, and you'll be able to accomplish so much more than you think you're able to accomplish. Okay? All right, that's it, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, well, if you like this video, if you liked this journey, keep following. I'm learning a lot, and it's accelerating because I'm throwing myself at a lot of different things, into a lot of different things. My learning curve is really, really accelerating right now. So yeah, follow along. There's lots to learn, right? Like, learn with me as I go, so that way you don't have to end up making the same mistakes that I will inevitably make. So that's it for today. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet subscribed. Like the video if you haven't yet liked. Hit the bell so that you get a notification anytime a new video comes out, which typically is 11 a.m. every day Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, well, so we'll catch you tomorrow with a fresh new episode. So until then, be well, be safe. We'll see you in the next one. Peace. All right, I'm realizing that if I am going to grow my hair out through this entire 365-day challenge, you guys are probably going to see me in a lot of hats.